afternoon. You're watching Israeli News Live and trying to get back on things that are going on. Also, I'm in the middle of editing a portion of the conference there out of Pennsylvania, and I am going to be publishing on our Patreon channel some of the excerpts from Pennsylvania. I will actually post up there the Hidden Trail of the Serpent, and that's what I'm working on right now. I will be posting also later this week an excerpt from the Orlando conference with Yana when she spoke in Orlando. We've actually got a couple of excerpts we're going to be posting here to this week on Patreon, and then next week another one. Now, the one on the Hidden Trail of the Serpent, I am actually going to record that in studio here as well, because what you're going to get is only, again, a fragment of what we actually did in Pennsylvania. But in Pennsylvania, there was a couple of issues with my PowerPoint on the first part of it. It's over 100 frames, and I've got to correct that. What you will be seeing on Patreon is only 30 of the frames with the information about that. But it does take you on that portion there, it will take you through the trail itself, through that hidden trail, where the serpent, how the serpent moves through to modern times. I think it'll be a blessing to you. There's a lot more insight that we're going to be putting on DVD, so we'll get that out to you as soon as we can. Anyway, Israeli elections are very, very shaky right now. I've been kind of watching this information. You know, some are saying reports like Politico.eu, Netanyahu falls behind an Israeli election in the exit polls. Centrist rivals on course to finish just ahead of the prime minister and his allies, according to the first projections. I'll be frank about it. I just don't see Netanyahu losing unless they have a different plan altogether. And so it's kind of hard to say. We know Bolton was put out just recently, and so that's kind of an interesting take there. Also, President Putin, a very interesting thing happened. He was at, I'm not even sure really where this is at. RT was covering this, where the President of Russia was saying that the Saudi Arabia, had they bought the S-300 system, they wouldn't have suffered these attacks. Well, President Rouhani is laughing, as well as a big smile on Erdogan's face. But, you know, they laugh like that, but Israel gets the codes to the S-300 system so they can fly unimpeded over their country. So what good is it going to do for the Saudis? I know they find a little humor in there, as if Russia really has their back, but, you know, that's all speculation at best. Anyway, though, we are going to be watching to see what happens in this election. And as the dust settles, let's see, now we got another one just came out. Netanyahu fails to secure ruling majority, exit polls show. That's according to Haaretz. Let me just see if we can see if there's anything else on this real quick, just before we close out this evening, trying to go to the latest on these things here. Netanyahu says country at historic junction as exit polls too close to call. And by the way, he was calling right before the elections. Netanyahu was calling for a strong Zionist government. This is one of the reasons why I think that he's not going to lose. Again, 3 minutes ago, Israeli election results too close to call. You know, and the guy that, if the guy that he beats in the election there, he's still going to make him part of the coalition. And another interesting thing that came out as well is Israel is not a democracy. Some new information coming out. We're going to be sharing those tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow night with Yana. I'll be coming out with a chat we're going to do together tomorrow night. I think it's going to be interesting. Also, by tomorrow we'll have that up on Patreon. That's patreon.com. Let's see, what is it? Patreon.com/Israeli News Live. Those of you that want to check that out, you'll be able to look at that Hidden Trail of the Serpent. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to be getting into some things about this, about the AI, the technology that they're using, bringing about the Antichrist. That image into the beast, I believe that they'll give power. The first beast, when they create that image, gives it power to be able to speak. In fact, if you watch that video on Patreon, Hidden Trail of the Serpent, I explain exactly scripturally how that power comes in. And I really debated about putting that over here on Israeli News Live. I really have, and but I'm just a bit nervous. We're really being censored very much here on Israeli News Live, and we got a little surprise visitor tomorrow on Israeli News Live. Last time we had this guy on, they forcibly took down our video, so I'm not even going to speak his name right now. So anyway. Love you guys. Appreciate you very, very much, and thank you for being patient with us there. This conference, really, I know we didn't get to speak with you all that much this past week, but we are trying to get back up on top of things here for you and share some more insights with you as we go through the week. I'm Stephen Benoon, Israeli News Live, Erev Tov.